Hey, spicy ladies. Let's get real for a second. Forget the magazine tips, the quick fixes promising one wild move to make a man obsessed. Today I'm talking to that part of you that knows she's powerful, maybe just hasn't fully owned it yet. The part that wants to feel truly desired, not just noticed. Worshipped, not just liked. And, most importantly, deeply remembered. There's a huge difference between being hot and being sexually unforgettable. Anyone can catch a man's eye for a night. But being the woman who lingers in his thoughts, who he fantasizes about weeks, even months later, not because of some trick she did, but because of who she was in that moment, that's something else entirely. And here's the raw truth. That magnetic sensual power, it doesn't come from how you look. It comes from your energy, from your awareness. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you let yourself feel. Being irresistible in bed isn't about perfection. It's about presence, confidence, ownership. It's knowing you're allowed to be turned on by your own desire. That your pleasure isn't something to apologize for or perform. It's something you get to share when it's real. And when a woman taps into that, when she stops second guessing and starts trusting her body, her instincts, her sensuality, that's when everything shifts. That's when a man doesn't just want to sleep with you. He wants to lose himself in you. So, let's cut the noise. I'm giving you 5 things that make you sexually irresistible. Not fake, not try hard, not performative. The realest, deepest, most feminine way. Because you deserve to know how powerful you are when you stop chasing validation and start embodying your value. Let's dive in. Number 1, confidence in your own pleasure. When it comes to being sexually irresistible, nothing, absolutely nothing compares to a woman confidently in touch with her own pleasure. This isn't ego, it's not putting on a show. It's being so deeply rooted in your own sensual experience that you become magnetic without even trying. Here's the raw truth. A man might be visually drawn to you, physically excited by your body. But what keeps him fully captivated? What makes you unforgettable in his mind and his body? Witnessing a woman who unapologetically owns her desire. Most people walk into the bedroom thinking they need to perform to please the other person. And while generosity is beautiful, it feels hollow if it's not anchored in truth. A woman truly confident in bed, she's not performing for his approval. She's not asking, am I doing this right? Does he like this? She's tuned into her body. She's paying attention to what turns her on. She moves with sensation, not expectation. And when a man feels that, it drives him wild. Why? Because a woman embracing her own pleasure becomes deliciously unpredictable. She's not sticking to a script. She's exploring, playful, present. And presence, it's sexy, it's rare, you can't fake it. Your moan? It comes because you feel something, not because you think he wants to hear it. You reach out to touch him because your body craves contact, not to keep up appearances. That subtle shift, that's what ignites real chemistry. Men are incredibly attuned to authenticity during sex. They sense disconnection, but when they see you fully immersed, eyes closed, breathing deep, completely surrendered, it's like witnessing something sacred. It elevates the whole experience from physical to something deeper. It tells him, I trust myself. I trust my body. I trust this moment. And that trust, it invites him to go deeper, be more present, give more of himself. When you lead with your pleasure, you give him permission to do the same. This confidence isn't about being loud or wild. It's about being real. Touching yourself if you want to. Asking for what you like. Slowing things down. Making eye contact. Taking a breath when something feels incredible and leaning into it. No shame. When you do that, you become a mirror for his desire. You show him what raw sensuality looks like. Not an act, but an energy. So, if you want to be irresistible, don't focus on what you think he wants. Focus on feeling. Focus on being present. Focus on you. Because when you're unapologetically connected to your own pleasure, he won't just want to sleep with you. He'll crave experiencing you again and again. Right now, if you are still watching. I hope this video can help you. Your comments motivate me so much, so I can make more videos which you like. So hit that subscribe button and leave me a message. Let's continue. Number 2. Authentic responsiveness. So, we just talked about the magnetic power of owning your pleasure. Now, let's dive into something equally potent, maybe even more subtle: authentic responsiveness. There's something incredibly, undeniably sexy about a woman who isn't performing, but genuinely responding. I'm not talking about forced reactions or dramatic theatrics. I mean that raw, real-time feedback rooted in being so deeply connected to your body and so utterly present in the moment that your reactions flow effortlessly. They're real, they're undeniable, they're yours. Here's the trap many fall into. They think being amazing in bed means mastering a checklist of tricks or acting out some scripted version of what they think will impress their partner. They're trying to do intimacy right, but the truth, that's not what etches you into a man's memory. What truly captures his attention, what holds it tight and doesn't let go, is when he knows deep in his bones that you're not pretending. When he sees it in your eyes, feels it in your touch, hears it in your breath, that you're actually there with him and you're actually feeling it. Men are surprisingly sensitive to that energy. He doesn't need you to moan on cue or move in some specific magazine-prescribed way to impress him. What he cravings, often without even realizing he's craving it, is the confirmation that he is affecting you, that his touch matters, that what he's doing is genuinely lighting a fire inside you. Your authentic response is that confirmation. When you're truly responsive, you're not acting. You're engaging in a silent, powerful dialogue. Your body becomes its own language. The involuntary arch of your back when he hits a certain spot, that's a word. The subtle catch in your breath, the way it deepens or quickens, that's a sentence. The sound you make, soft, sharp, guttural, when something feels just right, that's pure poetry. These aren't rehearsed performances, they're unfiltered communication. And when a man feels like you're responding to him, specifically in that exact moment, it does something profound. He feels powerful, he feels connected, he feels completely irresistibly drawn into you. He's not just participating, he's co-creating the experience with you. But it goes deeper than just turning him on. Authentic responsiveness builds trust, because you're not hiding behind a facade or a performance. You're giving him a raw, vulnerable window into your truth. When you react naturally, without censorship, you're silently saying, I feel safe enough with you to be real. I'm not here to impress, I'm here to feel. And that level of emotional honesty, it's rare, it's precious. It's what transforms sex from a purely physical act into something emotionally resonant. It invites him into an experience where the pressure drops away, leaving just pure, potent connection. Ironically, the moment you stop trying to perform sexy and start simply being present and reactive, you become infinitely more desirable, more hypnotic, more intoxicating, because you're not forcing anything. You're giving him the ultimate gift, the chance for a genuine, unfiltered connection. In a world saturated with people focused on looking hot rather than truly feeling it, that kind of raw, emotional honesty stands out like a beacon. So, Spicy Lady, here's your permission slip. Let go of the pressure. Stop worrying about how you sound, what you look like mid-moment, or whether you're doing it right. Tune in. Breathe deep. Let yourself react. Follow the sensations as they ripple through you. Trust your body's wisdom, because when you're truly responsive, when your body becomes a real-time, unfiltered reaction to pleasure, you don't just turn him on. You pull him into a whole new world. A world where he's not with a performer following a script. He's with you, fully present and fully alive. And once he's experienced that depth of connection, he won't just remember you. He'll crave that authenticity, that realness all over again. He won't want to go back to anything less. Number 3. All right, Spicy Ladies, we've covered owning your pleasure and the magic of authentic responsiveness. Now let's talk about something deceptively simple, yet incredibly potent: the power of eye contact. Seriously, there's something raw, electric, and deeply, deeply intimate about locking eyes, especially in the heat of the moment. In a world where so many people are used to hiding, even in the supposed vulnerability of the bedroom, meeting his gaze is an act of courage. It's pure vulnerability. And right there in that unguarded space lies some serious, irresistible power. Think about it for a second. How often do people truly see each other during intimacy? So many women instinctively close their eyes. It feels safer, less exposed. So many men avoid that deep look. It can feel too intense, too revealing. But here's the shift that happens when you dare to lock eyes in the middle of that raw, vulnerable exchange. You move beyond just two bodies moving together. You become two souls meeting. When you're with a man, especially one you genuinely connect with, and you hold his gaze during sex, you send a message that cuts straight through every defense. I'm here, right here. I'm not hiding. I want to feel this, all of it, with you. That moment of sustained eye contact, it becomes a doorway. It instantly slows everything down. It deepens the connection tenfold. It makes him feel not just physically turned on, but emotionally plugged in. And that emotional connection, that's what most men don't even realize they're starving for. Yeah, a man might fantasize about wild, acrobatic experiences. But what keeps him obsessed, replaying the moment in his head days later? It's not just the physical act, it's the feeling. It's that split second where he looks deep into your eyes and sees a woman who is utterly, completely present. A woman who isn't mentally checking out, detached, or just going through the motions. A woman who is right there with him, in the fire and the feeling. That's the kind of connection that gets under his skin. That's the snapshot that haunts him when he's lying awake at night, wondering why he can't get you out of his mind. Eye contact creates this powerful feedback loop of trust and desire. When you look at him, really look, with softness and presence, you ground him. You silently communicate. This isn't about performance, this isn't about pressure, this is about intimacy. This is about us being fully seen and fully accepting each other. Right here, right now. And the moment you show him you're not afraid to be seen in your rawest state, you give him the incredible gift of permission to let his own guard down. You invite him to be seen too. That invitation, that's magnetic, that's unforgettable. Now, this isn't about staring him down like a challenge the whole time. That would feel forced, weird. It's about those natural, quiet moments that arise. That soft, intense gaze when you're on top of him, moving slowly. That held glance when you're both breathing heavy, chests rising and falling, and not a single word needs to be spoken. That look shared during a pause, a sigh, a moment of pure connection is not about aggressively doing something to him, it's about gently, powerfully being with him. So, Spicy Lady, if you truly want to leave a lasting imprint, if you want to awaken not just his body, but his heart and his mind, never underestimate the sheer raw power of looking into his eyes. Let him see you, the real you, feeling present, vulnerable, and let him feel seen by you, truly seen. Because in that shared gaze, in that silent understanding, you create something no technique, no position, no physical act alone can ever replicate. Genuine, soul, deep connection. And once he's tasted that level of intimacy with you, trust me, no one else will even come close. Number 4, we just talked about the raw power of eye contact, that soul deep connection. Now, let's shift gears slightly, but stay just as potent. Let's talk about taking the lead. There's something undeniably intoxicating about a woman who knows how and when to confidently step forward and guide the moment. This isn't about dominance or control for its own sake. It's about initiative. It's about showing through your actions that you're not afraid to express exactly what you want, when you want it, and how you want it. That level of boldness, it's rare, it's unapologetic, and it's unbelievably magnetically sexy. Here's the thing, Spicy Lady. A lot of women, often without realizing it, have been subtly conditioned to wait. Wait for the man to initiate the kiss. Wait for him to make the first move to undress. Wait for him to set the pace, to start everything. It becomes this passive dance. But here's the raw truth. When you always wait, you unknowingly communicate passivity. You send a subtle message that intimacy is something that happens to you, not something you actively, passionately participate in creating. Sure, many men are happy to take the lead, but what truly gets under their skin, what makes you utterly unforgettable in their memory, is when you flip that script. When you surprise him by showing him clearly and confidently that your desire isn't passive, it's powerful, it's alive, and it knows exactly what it wants. Because when a woman takes the lead, even if just for a few moments, she gives her partner an incredible gift, a moment to relax into being chosen, a moment to feel like he is the object of intense desire. That feeling, It's something men rarely get to experience so viscerally, but it's something they deeply crave, even if they never voice it. It's a powerful validation. Think about the electricity when you lean in first for that kiss, because you simply can't wait any longer. When you guide his hands exactly where you need them, with no hesitation. When you straddle him, taking control of the rhythm, looking him dead in the eye. These actions scream, I want you, I choose this, I choose you in this moment. That directness, that ownership of your desire. To a man, that's pure voltage. It instantly elevates the energy. Taking initiative transforms the experience. It's no longer a one-sided lead or a predictable pattern. It becomes a dynamic co-creation. A shared exploration where you both get to give, receive, surprise, and discover. It introduces spontaneity. And when a man sees that you're not just receptive to pleasure, but actively, confidently seeking it, pursuing it, shaping it, he feels like he's with a woman who is fully alive in her sensuality. A woman who isn't afraid of her own power, who knows her worth, trusts her instincts, and isn't waiting for permission to claim what she desires. Taking the lead doesn't mean being aggressive or domineering. It's about confident expression. Sometimes it's as simple as whispering exactly what you want him to do next, your voice low and sure. Sometimes it's the deliberate, unhurried way you undress yourself in front of him, holding his gaze the whole time. Sometimes it's the quiet confidence of turning down the lights, putting on your music, and drawing him into your energy, setting the scene for the connection you envision. It's the boldness to create an experience, not just receive one. That kind of woman, she doesn't just pass through a man's life, she etches herself into his memory, not because she performed some outrageous act, but because she owned the moment. She wasn't afraid to make the first move. She didn't wait for direction. She trusted her worth, followed her instincts, and made the experience uniquely, powerfully hers. And that kind of authentic sexual energy, that's the kind that keeps him wanting more, not out of some game of chasing, but because he's genuinely, irresistibly drawn to the force of your presence. No 0.5. We've talked about owning your pleasure, responding authentically, the electric power of eye contact, and the magnetic pull of taking the lead. Now, let's dive into the part of intimacy most people completely overlook, the part that can truly make you unforgettable, the aftercare. This isn't just for long-term couples or epic love stories. This is for any intimate moment where vulnerability has been shared. Yes, even if the encounter was spontaneous, passionate, or wild, because intimacy by its very nature strips us bare, physically and emotionally. It peels away the ego, the performance, the everyday masks. And what happens after you've shared that raw exposure? That determines whether the experience fades like countless others or lingers, branded into his memory. Here's a truth that might surprise you. As much as a man enjoys the physical act, it's the afterglow, the emotional safety, the simple warmth, the feeling of being held, not just physically, but emotionally, that makes you unforgettable. That's the aftercare. There's a part of him, whether he shows it easily or not, that's wide open emotionally right after sex. He's vulnerable. When you touch him gently afterward, a hand on his chest, fingers tracing his arm, when you rest your head against him, when you whisper something soft and genuine, or even just stay quiet, breathing with him in that shared space, you're sending a powerful, silent message. I see you. You're safe here. This wasn't just a performance. I was here with you, and I still am. That matters profoundly, because even the most confident, seemingly unshakable man has parts of him that crave comfort, affection, and deep emotional security. He rarely gets to ask for it outright. When you provide that sanctuary, when you don't rush to get up, grab your phone, or emotionally shut down the moment things calm, you give him a rare moment of profound peace. A moment most men don't even know they need until they experience it. This kind of quiet connection creates bonding. It releases oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, fostering attachment. It makes him associate you not just with intense pleasure, but with deep peace, acceptance, and safety. That combination, it's addictive. It transforms a physical experience into an emotional imprint. He won't just remember how your body felt, he'll remember how your energy made him feel. That's what he'll miss. That's what he'll chase. Not just sex, but the emotional gravity you brought into the quiet moments after. The aftercare can be physical, a lingering cuddle, a kiss on the shoulder or forehead, holding his hand. It can be verbal, a soft, "I love that," "You feel so good," or simply a whispered, "I'm still here." What matters is the intention, the presence, the choice to stay emotionally open and connected after the physical intensity has peaked. That's where true intimacy is cemented. That's where you become irreplaceable. So, spicy lady, let's bring this full circle. Being sexually irresistible, it has nothing to do with having the perfect body or flawlessly acting out someone else's fantasy. It's not about being loud for shock value or submissive just to please. It's about something infinitely more potent. Your presence, your energy, your ability to feel deeply, connect authentically, and create an experience that transcends mere physical sensation. What truly etches you into a man's memory isn't what you do, it's how you do it. It's the way you respond with raw authenticity instead of performing a role. It's the way your eyes lock with his, pulling him into a shared, sacred space. It's the confidence you radiate when you take the lead, owning your desire and inviting him deeper. It's the way you stay emotionally present afterward, offering that sanctuary of the after air. And anchoring it all? The unshakable confidence in your own pleasure, making you magnetic without effort. That's the energy that wraps around a man's memory and refuses to let go. Most people never get this. They're stuck in their heads, disconnected, afraid to be fully seen or felt. But you have the power to be different, to tune in, let go of the noise, and be that rare, unforgettable experience he doesn't just enjoy, he craves. Stay true to yourself. To all the spicy ladies, make life beautiful. See you in our next video.